don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. I will not bend.
It's week 1 of the 2023 season, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Texans and the Niners, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
It is a pretty hot late summer afternoon here in the South Bay as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Houston Texans and the San Francisco 49ers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season. And these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
Here's Cairo Santos now, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former #3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
In recent years, we've seen a lot of love for North Dakota State in the NFL draft, and Trey Lance, he's a great example of what the Bison are sending to the league each and every year. This guy looks like a franchise quarterback. He wants his opportunity to prove it to the rest of the league.
They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Let's go.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Lance to throw it. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Back deep, the former All-Pro Tyler Lockett. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Texans will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They go play action with Hurts. Throwing deep for Galladay. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A huge play there for Houston. 58 yards. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Throwing is Hurts. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Kenny Galladay. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are on the board here first in the season opener. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10.
Okay, ready? Ready?
Working from the gun. Lance. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Lance going to hold on to it. Gets past one man. Touchdown, 49ers. Trey Lance, 52 yards. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to see on Saturdays when we called those games?
Yeah, option plays just like we saw, and that was a long touchdown to the option. What you taught me, though, defensively, you get your eyes in the wrong place on a play like that, you're in trouble.
What's the term that's in vogue in the NFL? Eye violations. The offense wants you to put your eyes in the wrong spot so that they can appear in others.
Extra point put through by Succa, and we are tied at 7. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. Jamal Agnew. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Texans.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. And what a job there by all 11 on the kick return. The blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Singletary to get the drive started. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Second down and 3.
Blue check. Check pink. Yellow. Line.
They'll go option to the short side. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. He was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you've got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. And some space here. Spins away. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Hurts. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Texans football to start quarter 2. As they come up now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go, set.
On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Jalen Hurts scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Texans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So with 2nd and goal, still had a couple of downs to work with. They tried the sneak, and they got in.
I like the idea that they did it early in the down and distance count. 2nd down as opposed to waiting later on. I think it fooled them a little bit, but how about the push they got up front to get the quarterback through?
Big push and a touchdown to boot. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive. Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there. Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Check right.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come
Quick,
up on
yellow,
1st and
black
10.
one. Smith red. Opposite. Green. Set. Go.
First down, here's Mitchell. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold it to just a yard.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 14 yards that time and a first down on the keeper. But I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And now they'll throw with Lance. That's complete to the tight end, Werner. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Come on, set. Switch. Yellow. Black one.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Fans, a reminder, coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando for highlights and analysis and scores from around the NFL here in this opening weekend.
Let's put the coach to work.
Lance, and it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he'll be out right at the 35. That's good for 28 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
On first down, Hurts. And that's caught. It's Bryan Edwards. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And that is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
Hurts throw here pulled in by Galladay. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. On first and 10, it's Hurts. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Defense.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. Up the gut, Fournette, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Leonard Fournette, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Texans are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. A drive that time of 6 plays, and the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
Ready, ready. Yellow, line, check white.
Lance now on first down. And this is going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Black swap, Smith red, opposite, green.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lance looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell.
On the ball.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Check pink, yellow, line, check white. Switch,
now
yellow.
Lance again. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will be from 56 yards out. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Let us dictate. Here we go.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started over at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, and it's the Saints who have the lead in the second quarter. Paris Campbell, a touchdown catch in that first half. Lastly, let's check on one final game.
It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter.
Let's go, man.
Ready, break! Ready!
Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Fournette. And some room to work. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 64 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. A handoff to Fournette. And some room to roam now. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Fournette, a first down carry. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Here's a give to Fournette. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. He hits his target, Lockett.
Let's go, let's go.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 22-yard line. On the move to his left. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And now they're in the hurry-up. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Jalen Hurts with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it. Pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Lance drops this underneath. It's Mitchell. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Give them the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready?
And Lance now to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hardy. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
On the double. Ready, go. Ready.
Lance looking to throw it. Open man is Samuel, complete. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Well, this looks like a roughing call.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty. And those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Deebo Samuel, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Niners get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Suck up for the extra point. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Throwing on 2nd down. Hurts. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Bryan Edwards, 26 yards. And the Texans are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at the 20. Now Lance. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Lance finding Debo there for the Niner first.
Commit red, opposite, green, blue, check.
Here's Lance to throw it. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Check pink, yellow, line, check white.
Lance looks to throw again. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. Throwing now is Lance. That's caught by Werner, the tight end. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
Ready, ready. Ready.
On 1st down, Lance. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance, he's going to take a shot for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
52. Ready.
Desperation time here. Lance. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this Texans defense stands tall. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Azeez Al-Shaair in to make the stop. And quickly, they get to the line. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Now Leonard Fournette. Down to about the 22 here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Throwing is Hurts. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Santos now to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown from Kenny Golladay. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Let's go. Trouble 38.
One final try now for Lance. That's complete to the tight end, Werner. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Texans, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams.